All right, so why did Nikki Haley resign? The hot rumor this morning was that she has eyes on a run for the White House, but that one seemed to die quicker than a carnival goldfish.
For all of you that are going to ask about 2020, no, I'm not running for 2020. I can promise you what I'll be doing is campaigning for this one. So I look forward to supporting the president in the next election.
Remember, she is a politician at heart, so you never know. It's also worth noting that her resignation comes a day after a watchdog group called for an investigation into her acceptance of free flights on private jets. Who wouldn't accept that? And just a month before the midterms. So is there something more to this? Let me bring in tonight's panel. With me now, Fox News analyst and former State Department spokesperson Marie Harf is here, along with the host of the Tom Shalhoub radio show on Fox News Radio. He's also Fox News contributor, Tom Shalhoub. And we've got an attorney in the House and the executive director of the Lawfare project, Brooke Goldstein. Welcome, everyone.
Yeah.
Hey. Let's get right into it. Let's get right into these rumors. Say something bad about Nikki Haley.
I'm not going to.
What?
I know. Did I just blow your mind right there,
No,
Shalhoub?
what am I going to say after you
I
talk?
have no idea. No, I think none of us have any idea why she decided to step down today. She hasn't been there that long, and she's clearly someone who
Do you think it has something to do with Brett Kavanaugh?
I have no idea.
That was something that the New Yorker floated, like, well, Kavanaugh started work today.
I truly have no idea. I don't think any of us do. It's only speculation. What I do know is that she's not done with public service. She clearly has aspirations. I think, look, I don't agree with much of the foreign policy from this administration, but I think that Nikki Haley took her job at the UN seriously, represented the United States and the policies, even those I don't support, fairly well, especially at a time when the Trump administration is pulling back from so much of the UN and doing things that a lot of the UN doesn't like. She managed to straddle that world and, as Molly was saying earlier, not make Trump mad, even though she said very nasty things about him during the campaign. A chief of staff got fired on Twitter. A secretary of state got fired on Twitter. She got to resign in an Oval Office ceremony. That is something no one else has been able to do in this administration.
And there's also something about her going out on this high note.
Exactly.
So obviously she's well regarded by this administration, and they know it's better to have a good, solid perception of her as opposed to alienating her and making her an enemy. But the question is still why?
Right.
Well, it doesn't matter
Not
because
after the midterms. Could have been the day after the midterms.
She was
been like, whoop, my work here is done.
Well, I know that's what makes sense, but that's what makes it more. It's more notable. You know, if she went out, she would have slipped out after the midterms. But now she goes out with big fanfare.
The brightest star in the administration.
Glamour. The president used the word. She's glamour. She made it a glamorous position.
She said tough things at the UN and really would have upset people if her words weren't wrapped in Southern charm.
Yes.
Yeah, she was just such a classy lady, I have to say, and it speaks to her credit that she was liked across the aisle. And for those of us who are in the human rights community who follow what is the Orwellian
you and I both. We're in the human rights.
Oh, yeah. I'm a human. I believe in rights. But really, I mean, the United Nations is a very dark place and has become a dark place. And
a very anti-American place, right?
Correct. And anti-Israel and anti-democracy and anti-freedom. This is a place where Saudi Arabia sits on the head of a women's rights commission. Iran sits on the head of a nuclear disarmament commission. And she was able to bring a lot of public attention to the hypocrisy at the UN and do it in a really classy way. And I'm very sorry to see her go. And I very much look forward to see what she's going to be doing in the future.
Yeah, I think that's the feeling for a lot of people, that they don't think that this is her final bow in terms of being a politician. People hate politicians. So the ones they like, they're very wistful when they depart. Don't worry, the panel is not departing. Got lots more with them. First up, though, Supreme Court.